this live, people.
We're gonna have a new. It also sounds a lot louder, doesn't it? You feel like louder? It's been like 2 weeks since we've done this.
Better,
I don't know. Better, worse.
It's fine. I'm the worst person to ask that stuff. Like, I don't know.
Sorry, I like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
You're themed well for the.
I've tried to. Well, at least the first 18 weeks, I always tried to theme my hat. You know, Celtics, Rhode Island Football Club, the Revs kick off. This week definitely themed because last week we didn't record, so this week I had to catch up. But yeah, go Rhode Island Football Club.
I heard it was a sellout.
It was.
Did they win?
No, they tied. It was a draw, but they got the tying goal in stoppage time, so it's akin to like a last second shot to tie it.
But they didn't win.
No.
That's what you're telling me. They did not win.
But the last 5 or 6 expansion teams all lost in the USL Championship. So they were the first one to not lose in like 7 years.
How many new, in the league that they're in, their division, whatever it is?
Yeah.
How many new teams are there? Or are they just like the only new team?
This year, I think they're the only new team. I think one team came up from USL Pro League One. Okay. So there was some newer ones there, but I think they're the only new expansion team. I've been trying to get into the USL more, so now that the Rhode Island Football Club's there. So I'll be more in the know in the coming weeks. But they just traveled to Monterey Bay, California to play on the road, which is like insane. So you always, whenever you hear soccer, it's like domestic matches play inside your country. Yeah. So for like Liverpool in England, they play a domestic match. They go to like the farthest they go is like northern England. Here in America, it's like them going to Russia to play a domestic league. So it's pretty neat. It's neat. It's a good league. It's a good one to be a part of. Now that the Revs are behind a paywall on Apple TV.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and these guys are on NESN and ESPN Plus.
You're switching your colors.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still support the Revs where I can. So in the Champions Cup, they're on Fox Sports, and I watch them there. But I'm not paying $100 to watch on Apple TV. I'm sorry. There's not many teams I would pay that much.
No.
Celtics,
Washington,
and the Patriots.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Their next 2 home games are, I think, April 6th. But it's at 7:30. Yep. We have a wrestling event to watch.
Right, that's true. Yeah,
and then the following Saturday they're home at 7:30, but it's UFC 300. Oh, jeez. So that is
killing us.
0 for 2 on the next 2. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll be at one of them soon. I'm in the Discord for like the supporters group. Fine 1636. They were loud. They were drumming. They were chanting.
I heard that game and that whole thing was a nightmare. The traffic was backed up pretty bad. And
I bet.
So
yeah,
I didn't end up filming that actually. Did I tell you that?
You did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too bad. But it sounds like it was a outside of the traffic nightmare, which is kind of par for the course. It sounds like it was a hit. It was a hit. Yeah. It was a big success. I think it's going to be a nice replacement for McCoy. Not that we could ever replace McCoy in our hearts, but a nice summer night out. And way less games too. It's only 19 home games as opposed to whatever McCoy had, like 80, 70, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I mean, still down the street though. Once they finish the stadium, for me, they'll be right down the street.
I'm looking forward to it. And at this point, however you feel about the stadium, yes or nay, it's like it's being built. The bonds are out there. Whatever. Right. At this point, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep. So yeah, I'll be supporting them and watching them. It's cool that they're on NESN. They're on a local channel, which is neat. But it was good. It was good soccer. It was good. I'm not smart enough to really notice a difference between that's not exactly true. I feel even like to the naked eye watching like a Premier League game. Yeah. And then you see the difference in play, but to me it's not so different that it's not fun for me to watch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
At least you got something.
Yeah, and like in the Premier League, it's fun. It's good soccer, but like what connection do I have to any of those teams that are thousands and thousands of miles away?
Right. It's not bad.
No, it was fun.
I'm just going to double check the, God, man. All right. So I pulled it up on the YouTube. We are live again. Get the beer of the week.
Yeah.
Have we had this one? I feel like.
So this one, I lied to you 2 weeks ago and I said I brought that last one to your cookout. It was this one that I brought. So we have not had this on the show. This is new.
Okay, all right.
The last one 2 weeks ago I read was like their summer beer, which I enjoyed.
Yep.
And this one, I don't know what this one is. This is golden. 45 calories. Oh, it has a good sound. 45 calories.
That's good.
I like it.
It's good.
I like it. Continuing the NA tour.
I mean, I figured if I can get to, I think April 9th. April 9th? I think April 9th is 100 days into the year.
That's impressive.
And then that's where I'm at.
Yep.
If I can get there. At this point, I mean, I've done 2 game dinners.
Right. Yeah.
I did Cheese's, shout out Cheese. Happy belated birthday. Cheese's birthday celebration. I had another birthday celebration I went to. Nothing.
That's impressive.
Nothing for now.
Yeah. For the game dinner, that was the one that I drank. And then, like I said, we at home, we make, after the kids go to bed. I know when I listened back to the last episode, I was like, I probably should have put a caveat.
No,
with
we're just going to assume that they're getting rip-roaring drunk at the Cerullo house while the kids are still up.
But I did say, well, yes. So I have the rum, but I said once my last like 12 pack of Coke is gone, I'm probably going to try to do away with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get back into the working out and the healthy lifestyle.
I will say that has been, I mean, now I'm kind of like nervous about getting back into it because it's like.
You're so weak.
No, I've been working out.
Oh, so you're strong. You're strong.
I'm super strong. That's not the issue. No, but I've gotten back into that, but I'm more concerned about getting back into doing this because I don't want it to be like it's Friday or like, a couple people are over. Oh, it's Sunday for football. Like I want it to be like maybe just for like big events. And then I have to figure out what constitutes a big event for me to actually do it.
What do you think?
I mean, the big events for the year, I think are like maybe birthday, the 2 crawls, Christmas Day, which I usually don't, even last year get crazy.
On holidays, I usually just do wine. Like on Easter, I'll have a glass. Actually, on Easter, I'll have a glass of wine.
That's not bad, though. That's not like a drinking.
Yeah, antioxidants. Yeah, antioxidants. It's good for you.
There's some benefits there.
Yeah, but these athletics, not just the athletics, but all these NAs that we've tried, they hit the spot, in my opinion.
They definitely do. They scratch the itch.
Yeah.
I mean, I went last week. I had 2 last weekend.
Actually, I saw the Heineken.
I had the Heineken. I finally had the Heineken Zero, and it was pretty good. I still think Bud Zero is like outside of the athletic because these are really good too. But like the mainstream ones.
When I bought these this weekend, there's a Bush.
Oh, we have to.
I have to.
We have to.
I did like a double take. I was like, I have to get those. I will get them next time around.
I mean, Bush A's are fantastic. So what do you think if they do an NA?
Oh my God.
There's also what the hell is it? Oh, I don't like Stella, but they have a Stella one. I mean, I feel like now we just got to commit to the.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we should. I feel like we need to make a list.
I know. We should do like a ranking. Cheese and Greg do this thing where they do like a beer playoff kind of thing. We should do that for NAs.
Instead of the real March Madness?
Yeah, we'll do it for like non-alcoholics. I think that would be cool. We'll do a little bracket.
Yeah, I'd be down.
For NAs. And then we have to obviously throw the OG in there, O'Duels. We haven't done that one yet either.
No. Poor O'Duels, like they were that was like
I know,
all
that
had,
was
and like maybe one other, and now the market is just
it's crazy.
Saturated was the right word, but
because now they're doing non-alcoholic wine, non-alcoholic seltzers, which is like I don't just drink a fucking Polar at that point. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Polar's gonna be sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? Non-alcoholic seltzer, like this is what we do.
That's weird. I mean, do what you got to do, but yeah, that's
because then it's like
I don't like seltzers. Period. Too sweet for me.
Regular seltzer, like. No.
Oh, like seltzer, like the regular seltzer waters.
Yeah.
Like the LaCroix, they're fine.
You mean like
it's like staticky water.
The the alcohol version of
no, I don't like
seltzer.
those. I'm not a fan. Yeah,
I can't do it.
Never been a fan. Never will be a fan. Can't do it.
I can't even do like gin and tonic. I can't do tonic water. It's too sweet.
Yeah.
You can do gin and seltzer.
I never even had a cold snap this winter. That's my favorite one. All the Sam's. I never even had one. Wow.
So, now, are they already moving into the next wave?
I think they're more. Probably. Yeah.
What's the next? What's the spring?
I think it's Porch Rocker, isn't it? Port Rocker?
Yeah, that sounds familiar, but I don't know. I'm not really like a Sam guy.
Yeah, I think it's Port Rocker. I know it's definitely their spring one, and then obviously the Sam summer. But they usually have like 2 per season. So like Winter Lager, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah. The Cold Snap is good.
Yeah, I like Cold Snap, but I didn't even have it this year, and now I'm disappointed. That's okay. Always next year.
Well, there's always next year.
Yeah, I'll keep the NA train rolling.
I know. I'm honestly like a little bit nervous about hopping back on the A train.
And Jessica is a huge fan of the Athletic Light.
Really?
25 calories.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, go wrong.
But that's the thing. It's like, if there's an event that's like so like my big events for the year would be the ones I listed, and then like my Block Island trip.
Right.
Like that's when I'll drink. But those other minor ones of like hanging out, or maybe that's when I just do the NAs just to feel like I'm, because I've like the weight situation has gone down since I stopped drinking. So I mean I'm doing it more for like the weight and the health aspect.
Yep. And I'm also of the age now where, if I'm drinking alcohol, like beverage, I'm not drinking to, not that I ever was like, I'm gonna drink till I'm drunk. I'm puking everywhere. But I drink 2, and if I don't get drunk, I'm like, that was a lot of calories for not a lot.
Dude, I'm almost at the point of like maybe I
45.
just bang a fucking couple shots of something and then just call it like a clear and just be like, all right, well at least I'm not sipping beer. I mean, like my go-to is like a Modelo, and there's like 150 calories in one fucking beer.
You got 45 calories right here, so 3 of these, 1 Modelo.
There you go. It's just then you don't get the fun aspect of it necessarily, but they do make a light.
That's true.
But it's 90 calories, so that's like I can
2
still
of
have
these,
2 of those. You know what I mean? That's how the math is working. I mean, we're in a caloric deficit.
Oh my god.
Anyway, shout out Athletic Brewing.
Yeah, big fan.
Honestly, at this point, they should just be sponsoring us.
I know. I got to write him an email.
You
That's
should.
what John Moxley did. He's like, "Hey guys, like literally sponsor me. I'm trying to sell your stuff," because he had it after like the press conference after his championship match. So
because I mean, there's John Moxley.
Yep.
And then there's the MOJO show. They're like,
they're pretty close.
They're pretty close.
Yep.
We might have a slight edge, but it kind of goes up. It's like stocks. It goes up and down slightly.
Right.
I think we might have the edge there.
I agree.
Send them an email.
I will.
All right, moving on. You and I talked earlier, and I said, like, what's the scuttlebutt around the sports world? What do we got? And then I got flooded with, I can't stand. This
I know what you saw.
You nailed it a couple weeks back when you said this is the worst time in football.
Yep.
If you look at any given fucking article, Washington is trading back. I'm not even kidding you. They're trading back. They're trading up. They're getting Jaden. They're getting Drake. Now they're getting JJ.
I saw that one today.
Those are the scenarios of all, like nobody fucking knows.
No.
It is the worst time right now.
I don't know if you remember this time last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Will Levi Jeans was getting the same exact treatment as JJ, where he was top 10 easy.
Yeah.
He dropped to like the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah. It's all like fucking smoke and mirrors at this point.
It's smoke screen season is what it is. It's awful. It's the worst. Same thing with the Patriots. Oh, they're talking to the Vikings. Oh, now the Giants want to trade up. And this and that. And
then they're going to trade. They'll wait till the 2nd round. And
yeah.
It's just like, and then it's like the definitive like shit that people say. It's like they're definitely taking Drake May. They're taking Daniels.
Yep.
Now it's everybody that knows Adam Peters knows that he wants JJ McCarthy. It's like,
shut up.
I know, just shut up. I just hate it so much. I hate it so much. I can't. I don't even know why I keep looking at it. But
I know
it keeps popping up.
As soon as I saw that today, I just started laughing. It's the worst. And now Harbaugh is trying to puff him up. And I watched his pro day and at the combine, I didn't see anything special.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything special. I don't know. It was whatever. But it's like, you know what, Harbaugh, if you like him so much, how about you trade Herbert?
Take him.
Take him.
He got rid of everybody else.
Yeah. If he's that good, take him.
That's going to be an interesting thing because I think once he went there, everybody was like, "Well, they need a coach. Harbaugh is a good fit," and then they got rid of everybody.
Yeah, because he builds good programs. So.
Which I get, but I mean, Herbert's going to be sitting back like.
That's right, because Keenan Allen's gone. Mike Williams,
Eckler's gone. It's like,
who's he going to throw it to?
He must be like, yes, we got a Harbaugh. Yeah. Shit, everybody left. Like, I don't know. That's going to be interesting.
Good luck.
A couple. Did you have anything else on?
Well, draft wise, I've decided that I want Drake May. I am in the Drake May camp. Okay. This dude is 6'4", weighs a fucking ton.
Yeah,
and I want him. Throws a rocket.
My guess is that you will have that opportunity if you do not move. My guess is that Washington may give you that opportunity.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that Jaden more fits Cliff's scheme.
Yes.
And that's why they take him. I could be wrong on that, but
my knock on Jaden right now, other than I really don't know much, but his size, he's similar.
Yeah.
But he's very light. He's like 6'3", 210.
Yeah.
Whereas Drake is 6'4", 230. Yeah.
So. And it's like to me, it's like Drake May is like the Josh Allen build structure.
Yeah.
And just has insane gifts and stuff, and didn't play with the biggest superstars in the world, had a terrible offensive line, and still was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
which I do want to say that I think that knock that people do on Jaden because of that, it's his fault that he had stud, okay, that's his. If he goes to, if he went to Chicago, right, he'd have who'd they just get?
Who?
Chicago, the Bears. They have DJ, and then they just got somebody else.
Oh, Keenan Allen.
They got Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
So if he goes to Chicago, he's gonna have two studs.
Yeah.
Right. If he goes to Washington, he's gonna have at least Terry.
Yeah.
If not, Jahan Dotson.
That's a concern right now with the Patriots is that they have nothing. Not even they don't have a Terry. They don't have a Dotson. They have 3 wide receiver threes. It's weird.
Yeah.
And that's the concern when they have a rookie quarterback who has no one to throw to and a bad offensive line.
And that's the thing. But you can't knock Jaden because of where he played, because he also played in the tougher conference, I guess. Too.
Yeah, and the thing I saw too is but the thing that I'm concerned is the right word, but we just did it with Mac. Mac had all the weapons, and but then it came down to do it. He couldn't do it in the NFL, but I don't think he had the talents that these guys have. I'll be happy with either of them. I want Drake, but I'll be happy with either. These are guys that are worth missing on. Zach Wilson. I knew Zach Wilson was going to be bad.
Which is so funny because
I'm on record.
I know. I was watching something earlier, and they were saying in that draft, if you remember, it was a clear cut. Trevor Lawrence won, and Zach Wilson too. It was almost a clear cut.
It was weird. I don't know why.
And
then where Trey Lance came from, I don't know. Kid was 10 years old.
Because then it was Trey. Then the 3 spot was between Trey, Mack, and Fields.
For the longest time, it was Lawrence, Fields, and then all of a sudden during the weird COVID year, Zach had a good season.
Yeah.
Fields, I guess, fell off, but I thought he still had a good season. I don't know. They're all bad anyway.
Pretty much. That was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, but these guys, Drake May, Daniels, I feel like they're both worth missing on. You know what I mean? It's worth taking the chance on that franchise quarterback. If they want to be in bad, it is what it is. You took a chance, but they're
and that's the other thing too is if you look at it, because if you if you trade back, if you didn't need a quarterback and you were sitting at 1, 2, and 3, like Arizona, they're at 4, and they're talking about them trading, but they also want Harrison Jr. So who knows what they do? But if you didn't need a quarterback, or you were kind of in a weird spot, I would say if the Giants, because they're in a weird spot to me, if they were at 1 or 2, say they were at 2 or 3, actually, because if they were at 1, they're probably going quarterback just because. But if you're at 2 or 3 and you're I don't know, you trading those picks, I don't know what those picks are really worth to at least take a shot on a guy.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm struggling because the Patriots. So next year's quarterback class, I don't think is as good as this one. I think is Arch Manning in that one. I don't think so. Not as good. But the Patriots are at least, and their free agency kind of mirrored this. I think they're still in they're in a 2 to 3 year rebuild. They're not doing a 1 year flip it and we're done.
No,
I think their free agent acquisitions and lack of thereof, I guess. Even though they missed on Calvin Ridley, they still tried, which is nice. But they're not going anywhere this year. So if we're looking at a 2 year, do I want to draft the quarterback? Because if I draft a quarterback, I want him playing right away. But do I want him to die because we have no offensive line and no one to throw it to?
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen had a pretty crappy rookie season because he was more of a gunslinger, and you might see that from like a Drake May. But I think I'd be okay with that. At least make the season exciting.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I think if you're New England and you're Washington at this point, even Chicago obviously with trading Fields, but like, why not take a shot? Because if you trade those and you get like, we get 3 first round, those might not pan out either, and you need a quarterback. So like the whole thing of Washington might trade or New England trade, I do not believe it. I'm not buying it at all.
No, and I think Mayo came out again today or yesterday at the coaches meeting saying that they need a quarterback. They want we're not going to roll out Jacoby Brissett. Love the guy, but it's not happening.
And I mean, and you guys would be more likely because you have 2 quarterbacks on your roster. Yep. Washington only has 1.
Right. And also, drafting a hot young stud quarterback is just good business. You think Robert Kraft doesn't want to, money, I'm assuming business is down because we've been bad for 2 years now, 3 years, whatever, 4. So like he probably wants that. So it gets the fan base excited. Yeah. Gets them hyped. Like, let's go. If you really love a Penix or you think of JJ, I'd be fine taking him in the second round. Definitely not in the top 10.
Yeah, no.
Same with Penix. So if you want to draft the tackle, because I love a good left tackle. Love them.
Who doesn't?
Right, exactly. So if you want to take it all or the other guy, Jigba? I'm definitely not saying that right. I'd be for that. I just don't want Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm sure he's going to be great, but I just don't think you start a complete rebuild with a wide receiver.
No.
That's the last thing you get.
I mean, they think that the first 4 picks could go quarterback.
That is pretty funny.
Because Arizona could trade.
Yeah, and it's wild because last year I don't think a quarterback was taken. I think only Kenny Pickett was he the only one? Was that 2 years ago? But some years you just get 5 quarterbacks in the first round. Sometimes you get none. It's just weird.
My prediction is 5. Yeah, 5 in the first round.
I think you mentioned that last week,
5. Because you figure it's... The other thing is...
the Vikings definitely need one.
And the quarterback market right now is like fucking terrible. I mean, shout out Baker, but like, I know we broke it down, and they're basically getting Baker for free.
Yep.
Because of the increase in salary cap. Right. But like, they're paying guys like that big money. They're trading... I mean... Even the guys that got traded, like Howell got traded, Fields got traded. I think the quarterback market, like the bar is a little bit lower to where teams are going to take shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Minnesota's going to be, where are they sitting right now?
Minnesota?
In the draft order.
They're at 9? They might be at 9.
I thought the Bears were at 9.
You're right.
Like with their actual
they're 11.
pick.
They're probably like 11, I think.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so like that's the thing with like the Patriots. Is that too far to trade back? I'd be okay with trading back. I don't know if I want to go that far. I would be okay with trading back with the Giants at like 6 or 7.
I could see that because you might have Arizona take Harrison Jr. Yep. The Chargers might take Alt.
Yep. But then
possible.
Can you look? Is it? I forgot my computer. I think it's a Jigba. I think that's the other left tackle. That's going like the top 15 probably.
Let me see.
But yeah, I don't know if I want to go too far and lose Alt. I definitely don't want. I don't want to see anything to do with defense. I don't want to see a defensive player until the season starts. We don't need one. I told you last year.
Your defense did pretty well for what they had.
And we're bringing back Gonzo and we're bringing back Judon. Last year, I told you we didn't draft an offensive player until the 5th round, and he was a backup center. Just give me some fucking offense. Just give me some offense.
Well, that was kind of Bill's MO at the end.
Yeah,
it was just like
bad.
He just
bad.
The only thing he did was he moved up to get whatchamacallit.
He moved back to get not Neil. God,
no, the kicker.
Oh,
he moved up to get the kicker. He did. We moved up to get Cameron Cheeseman, who basically cut himself from the team.
I hope people realize, like with the UFL, that. Like the Cowboys, they went and got a kicker from the USFL. He had never played in college. He played soccer for, I think, Clemson. He was amazing.
Dallas?
Yeah.
He was like...
I think his first miss was in the playoffs.
He had the streak until they called it out.
That's right. Always happens that way.
They got Joe Alt. They have, I'm going to butcher these names. Talisa Fuaga?
Okay, maybe that's
what Oregon State.
Okay.
Troy Fontenot.
That's
Fontenot?
Yeah.
From Washington?
Yep.
Wow, these are some tough names. I'm butchering these. Okay, so the kid from Washington. They got him ranked 3.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So yeah, there's a couple in there that could be in like the top 10, 15-ish. So David Ojabu. That must have been what I was thinking of then. Okay. Yeah. So like I would take a left tackle. And also the wide receiver class is very deep, so you can get one in the second, third round. That's gonna so I think we mentioned this a few weeks ago that for Evan Lazar, that's who I follow for the Patriots. He's my go-to, and he doesn't watch college, but he watches a lot of film, and the draft time is like his favorite time of the year because he just watches film.
Worst time of the year if you ask me.
Yeah, I know, right? And he was saying that in this year's draft class, the number one wide receiver in last year's draft class would have been like 5 or 6 in this year's.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's a lot deeper at wide receiver.
You guys also are sitting at 34, which is the second pick in the second round.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not bad.
it's for me, it's quarterback, left tackle. That's what I would do. Wide receiver, third round. Because wide receivers, I'm sorry, but you get wide receiver, like whatever. They're a dime a dozen now. There's just
it's like the running back game.
Yeah, kinda. The Patriots have been really bad at drafting wide receivers, but
you guys have been fucking terrible.
Hopefully, with Bill being gone,
at drafting wide receivers,
you should be able to get a wide receiver somewhere.
It'll be interesting because Washington's sitting at 36, which is 4th in the second round, and then also at 40. They have 6 in the top 100.
How come you're behind us in the second round, but ahead of us in the first round? Makes no sense.
Don't ask. I don't know.
But like nowadays, like with 7-on-7 being such a big thing with kids growing up, like they just play wide receiver. They just catch balls all the time. There's just so many wide receivers. I don't need a wide receiver in the first 5 picks. I don't.
And I get that, but I would say that the tight end market is also, but that's a thin market.
Yeah.
You get a lot of blocking tight ends, but you don't have like those guys. Like I mean, you can name them pretty easily.
Yeah,
Kittle, Kelsey.
Yeah, right. Kittle, Kelsey, Laporta came on last year.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, who has been more injured recently.
It's just not like because they're always they get injured because of the routes that they run.
Right. Well, speaking of injuries, to Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to go into a different route.
Oh no,
sorry.
No, that's what caused his injury last year was a hip drop tackle.
So let's just
legislate it out of the game. Get it out of there.
Let's fucking get into it. The hip drop, it has officially been banned, and I sent you a video. I don't know if you watched it. I
did.
JJ Watt was like,
yeah,
in December of this last year, he's like, couldn't tell you what the fuck that is.
Yeah,
that's saying something. I think it's just adding more ambiguity to the game because what constitutes it?
According to the NFL person
this is like pass interference, though. I'm just telling everybody. This is like pass interference for tackling.
I think it's more clear than a pass interference, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I think it's more clear. But again, I'm not a 6-year-old ref watching these guys fly a million miles an hour.
Well, remember the roughing the passer?
I
mean, that was a sad one, too. That's a tackle that was like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's like, are they only going to call it if the guy gets injured? Because it's like, it is a pretty, like, it happened to Gronk before the Super Bowl a couple years ago in the AFC Championship game.
I get if your legs get caught up under as you're going down, but like they're removing so many different ways to tackle. Like that's all like part of it.
I know.
You got to tackle from the leg. Like you can't go high. Now you can't go low. Is it only when they're turning, or is it just you?
I think it's
because it said swivel.
I think it's when, according to the person who I read, it's when you like lift your body up and like pull, like collapse on them. But again, not a ref.
But see, that's the problem with the roughing the passer thing too. They're like, if your weight falls on them and you don't like bounce up immediately and pick them up and cradle them, then they throw the flag. That's where the ambiguity comes in. It's how are they going to figure that out?
I just can't wait till this, happens at the end of the playoff game. And like just totally changes momentum or changes the game. It's gonna happen, guaranteed.
It's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it hurt Steven. That's what took Stevenson out last year for the Patriots was a drop tackle. They outlawed it in rugby, and from my understanding, it's gone okay. But the NFL isn't rugby, and the rugby you literally can only tackle from like here to here. Like that's a fact in rugby.
I mean, rugby they don't really wear like pads and shit.
No, but they tackle, like I said, you can't tackle high, you can't tackle low, you can only tackle from like here to here. And then one day somebody's going to get hit in the chest, they're going to have a problem, or they said something about it like it's 5 times more likely to cause injury than a normal tackle, but it's really just when you're getting dragged or when someone's dragging you and you just like, but again, it's like,
I would just say, like, I mean, how many times has this happened?
Here's what you do.
What's the average?
Yeah, exactly.
Of times it happens? And
I
it's
think
like,
they said it was 1 injury per game. That's what I saw.
Per game? Is it that high?
That's what I read. I'd have to find it and send it to you.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What they should do is they should come to an agreement with the UFL, legitimately, let them do it, outlaw it for, like in baseball, AAA does it first. AAA does it. So like the pitch clock was in AAA first, and then they promoted it to Major League Baseball. Get that agreement going. See how it does over 10 games.
Yeah.
But also UFL has a sky judge, which the NFL has not adopted yet, and they need to adopt.
They will, though. I mean,
they better.
The NFL took a lot of stuff from the XFL.
Yeah.
Originally.
Yeah.
The camera was one of them.
That's right. Yeah. The sidelines. Yeah. And they took the original. They took the 2-point conversion from the original USFL.
Yeah. True. I mean, I'm all for keeping the game as safe as possible, but it's just like we're adding so much ambiguity.
Outlawing a type of tackle is weird when the game is all tackling.
I mean, I get going high. I get going low on the quarterback because, like they're standing in the pocket. Like Brady's injury with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That I understand.
And yeah. And also, the NFL doesn't want their quarterbacks to get hurt.
No. But even when you have a clean sack and it's like, well, we felt like he didn't
that's so stupid.
Brace himself on the fall. It's like, how do you know?
What they should do, and I've always agreed with Belichick on this, is that you should allow a review for anything. You should allow and I think we've talked about it before on this program, allow any reviews for any play because you still only get 2. Now you get 3. So it's like, it's not like you're getting any more. It's the same number. You just say, I don't think that was a hold. Probably shouldn't throw a flag on that because holds is very subjective. But I feel like there's definitely been some roughing the passers that could have been overturned.
I think that's tough because then it's like a fumble or something. There has to be enough evidence to overturn it. It's got to be clear cut because whatever the call was is going to stand unless it's completely clear the other way. And if it's like a hold or the tackle, like, well, I don't think it was really a drop. A hip drop because his knee was already down. Or how are you going to be able to call that? It's getting like to the minute, like it's getting hard.
Yeah,
it's hard out here. Defense, man.
I know.
It sucks. Sucks. The secondary can't even really play anymore. They got away with the 5-yard bump.
I know.
They moved away from that.
I know.
But also, when talking about the challenge thing, I didn't even realize that if you won, I don't know when this changed, but if you won both your challenges, you got another one.
I always thought that was the case. Is that new?
No, that was the case.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't aware that it was the case. And if I did, maybe I just didn't remember. Because when I read the thing today, it was, now you only have to win one of your challenges to get the third. That's the difference. So
I don't like that.
It was, you had to win, if you won both, you got a third.
I only know that because of Madden. That's why I knew that.
I didn't know that. And I don't know if, when challenges came into play, if that was always the rule.
I thought so.
All right, so then maybe it was.
I think I could be wrong.
I have when I read it, I was like, I didn't.
That's how I've always remembered it. But again, only because of Madden.
That's what I should look up too, is how many times has that happened?
2 challenges, both correct. Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be rare.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Especially because inside 2 minutes now they review pretty much anything. So just very rarely you get 2 challenges in 2 quarters or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean that was my football news, my football rant.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me. It's legislating tackles out is silly. I think it's going to be a free for all. It's not going to be good.
There was another thing about Hard Knocks that came out today. Well, something they were going to vote on.
Oh, that's the worst thing about the Patriots not having a new coach now is we can't be on Hard Knocks.
But there was new rules that they were going to vote on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it quick. We know how I am with my Google searches.
It used to be you had to miss the playoffs 2 years in a row, and you didn't have a rookie head coach. Patriots were, if they kept Bill Belichick, they could have forced to have been on Hard Knocks. But now that Jerron Mayo is a rookie head coach, we cannot be forced.
Okay, let me try to find the bullet points of this article.
I've never watched Hard Knocks.
I haven't either.
I heard this last year was not as good as previous years. It was very sanitized.
Who was the first one? I remember that was like a big to do.
Probably the Cowboys, if I had to guess.
Yeah, then never mind. It probably was bad.
Let's look that up.
All right. The proposed new rules would still give teams with a first-year head coach a pass.
That's us.
While teams currently can't be forced to participate within 10 years of last appearing on Hard Knocks, the new proposal would shrink that timeline to 8 years.
Okay.
Most significantly, teams that make the playoffs would become fair game to select in the next 2 off seasons. But they were talking about doing it for a division. Like doing a Hard Knocks based on a division.
Interesting.
So
the Ravens were the first one. It's probably their first year.
Oh, okay. Did it go back that far?
2001.
Holy shit. Hard Knocks has been around for that long?
Yeah. Apparently it went away a couple of years. Like, it was gone for 5 years. Didn't do it. Yeah.
I don't think Washington's ever been on it.
Neither of the Patriots.
It's probably a fucking good thing. I mean, now I don't care, but under Snyder, I definitely didn't want that exposure.
Oh, yeah. The Cowboys have been on it 3 times. The Jets. Now they do the in-season ones, too.
Oh, yeah. Was it Miami that had the in-season this year?
Yeah.
The proposal would also modify the in-season version of Hard Knocks to monitor an entire division instead of one team. This step would ease competitive concerns.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
I can see it.
I think, Miami was going down the road they were going down anyway. But
yeah.
I don't think it really mattered. Anyway, that's your scuttlebutt for the day.
Yep, that's your NFL.
Scuttlebutt.
The worst part is we're still a month away from the draft.
I know. Oh my god.
Stay away from the internet.
I know. Well, the Celtics wrapped up the Atlantic Division.
Yeah.
At least we can say that.
Nice and early.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a full live stream. Are you gonna be able to stay that late on a Thursday night? Do the full first round of a live stream?
Once the kids are asleep.
That's true. Then it's all on you.
Yeah.
To not get some sleep at night.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, and then I mean, I don't know what the situation's like right now, but our daughter isn't. She might be going through a regression too, so she's fighting it. But she also had a bit of a cold, so
I think it starts at 8.
Yeah, I stayed up last year to watch it.
It's probably like 3 hours.
I was in bed, but who did we draft last year? No, who did we draft? Where did we draft last year? In the top 10. Yeah, Gonzo. We were like,
you might have been right outside the top 10 though, because you guys.
That's right. Yeah, we did because Gonzo. Yeah, and he fell to us. So yeah, I'll be fine.
All right.
But yeah,
because I'll be here. Because I mean, you have a stake in this too. Like it's.
Oh, I know.
We're at 2 and 3.
I know. These 2 guys, Daniels and
huge implications.
Yeah, Daniels and May will be talking about them for a long time to come.
All right,
at least 3 years.
I think next week we're gonna jump off. We're gonna do another one, but then next week we're gonna have a new setup for the live. So hopefully this gets better. This little mic will turn into a bigger mic. That will turn into an actual camera, so you get some 4K quality on the YouTubes.
Wow.
And we're gonna end the live stream, but we're gonna go back in. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow. Tell 6 people that you don't know. Mm-hmm. Tell 4 people from your family.
Yeah.
And both of your cousins.
At least 2 of them.
Okay, bye.
Bye.